Hi everyone, this is Al Woods from Woods Recruiting. How to handle objections. If you're a college scout, it's going to happen. Parents are going to tell you no. They're not interested. They want you to go away. They will tell you all kind of crazy things to get you to get out of their face and go away. Objections are part of the business. Get used to it, learn to embrace it, and deal with it, adjust to it. So here's what you got to do. You got to turn it around back on the parents. What exactly is it that you're saying no to? What exactly is it that you're not interested in? These are the things you have to say, okay? The parent more than likely may not have a response. If they do, great, but they may not. So if they don't, then what you need to do is go through a list of possibilities that they may not be interested in if they won't give you an answer. For example, the parent will say, "We're not interested." Your response, "What exactly is it that you're not interested in?" The parent will pause. Then you jump right back in. Is it the athletic profile? Is it something about our recruiting service? Is it our website? Is it the list of college programs? Boom. Yeah, it's the list of college programs. We're not sure who puts that together. Is it you guys have all the say in it, or do we have some input? So basically, you want to go through a series of possibilities that the parent may not be interested until you hit on something, and keep going until you hit. You're like a missile being fired out of a submarine. You're going left, you're going right, looking for the target, and then you finally hit it, and you find out what it is, clear up the objection, and close them. Whatever the parents say to you, turn it back around on them every time. You don't need to come up with 100 different rebuttals for every rejection. You could use the same one. We're not interested. What is it that you're not interested in? No, thank you. What are you saying no, thank you to? No. What are you saying no to? So that's how you would roll with it when it comes to the objections. Don't let the parent off the hook, because I guarantee you, if you talk to 100 parents, more than half of them are going to have some kind of objection. But if you accept their objection and turn around and walk away, or you're off the phone with them, then you're never going to succeed. You have to take it a step further and continue to push it further and further and further, because you know deep down it's in their best interest to sign up with you. They're struggling with recruiting. They're having this conversation with you about recruiting because they have a problem and they need your help. So it's your job to persuade them to sign up with you. They're just going to have an objection, and it's mainly because of anxiety about the recruiting process. Sometimes the parents don't know how all of this works, and getting all of this information at one time is confusing. That's why everything in this world is so simple. You put your key in the ignition and you start your car. You flip the switch up in your house to turn the lights on. You flip the switch down to turn the lights off. If it was more challenging than that, no one would buy light switches. They would have a difficult time starting their car, but they make everything simple. But when in this situation, when it comes to recruiting, maybe this is their first time in the recruiting process. This is their only kid who's going to get recruited for college, and you're bombarding them with all of this information, and it's too much for them to process. So naturally, their response is going to be, "I'm not interested." It's just as simple as that. I've had parents tell me no for weeks, for months, but I kept calling them back for weeks and months. And the only time I stopped calling them is when their kid graduated from high school. Then that was the end. Continue to follow up with them, and don't be scared. Write it down. Write out what you want to say and go over it. Put the remote control down for a minute. Put it on mute during the commercial break and go over the objections. Go over the possibilities of objections that the parents are going to hit you with, because they're going to hit you with them. But you cannot ever walk away, turn around and leave it alone. Well, they said they're not interested, so that's that. I've had so many parents who've told me no, and I've turned them around, changed their minds many times. Because you got to know what to say. You have to know how to handle it. You have to deal with it. And you can't let them push you around, because they will try to push you around. But you're a pro, you're a professional, and you know what to do. Okay? You probably have heard some of these objections already. Maybe not these exact ones. Maybe there are other things you've heard. Whatever it is, it's an objection. So how would you deal with it? You just can't say, they said no, that's it, that's the end, I won't call them back. You can't do that. If you accept it and you handle it that way, you will not be successful as a college scout. Your job is to sign them up. Your job, you're in business, whether you work for a recruiting service or you have your own recruiting service, you're in business to sign them up, make money, earn a profit, get them in college. That's your job. An objection. And then what's your response? Another objection from the parent. How are going to respond? Another objection from the parent. What is your answer? What is your response? How will you handle it? They're going to keep coming with objection after objection, and you need to answer it. Your job is to sign them up. You got to do it. This is your job. This is your responsibility. It is your duty. This is in their best interest. And I guarantee you, when they sign up with you and you start giving them 100%, 110% of your service, and you successfully get them placed in college, they'll never forget ever what you did for them. And they will be yours for life. So do your job, sign them up. Don't let objections push you around. This is Al Woods Recruiting. Thank you so much for listening. Do me a favor. Please leave me a comment in the comments section below. Your comments are the oxygen we need to grow. Thanks for listening.